Hey guys, I am back with another video and I feel like this video is long overdue. So I've done a video about living in Madrid, living in Barcelona, but I've never done one about living in the Canary Islands. It's interesting that I've done videos about Madrid and Barcelona, but I've never done a video about the Canary Islands, and I've lived here most of my time in Spain for a little over 2 years. Well, I briefly mentioned it in some videos, but never went into detail. The Canary Islands, they are part of Spain, but they're off the coast of North Africa, Morocco in particular. They are 7 islands, I believe. Some people say 8. There's like a debate about that. I've only been to 5 of the islands, but I want to talk about the island that I'm currently living on, which is Fuerteventura. First, I want to say that each island has its own flavor. When I say this, I mean some islands are very green, other islands are very dry, but every island that I've been to has been gorgeous and they've all offered something different. Fuerteventura, it's shaped like a boot. It's really long. I currently live kind of in the north region. I used to live in the south, and I'm gonna say I think the south is a lot better. I love the entire island. The island has nice beaches, nice weather. It has subtropical weather because it shares the weather with North Africa. Sometimes it does rain, and when it does, people are like, oh my God, there's rain. Because it's not very common. You usually have the same weather all year round. It does get a little hot or a little warmer in the summertime. I mean, right now it's winter and look what I'm wearing. Fuerteventura kind of looks like a desert in certain areas. It's not very green, but there are, when I say desert, I mean dry, but there's also places that look like, for example, there are dunes here and they're beautiful. They have white sand, and you have like the hills up like this, and you see people taking gorgeous photos for their Instagram or social media. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. Other things I feel that are worth mentioning is the culture. I was blown away by this, but the culture in the Canary Islands is not like the culture in mainland Spain. It's similar to Latin American culture. Even the way they speak Spanish is like Latin America. They don't use, if you speak Spanish, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but they don't use the form vosotros. That's only used in mainland Spain. So Latin Americans, they don't use this form either. And I was shocked when I came here because when I learned Spanish, I spent so much time trying to learn how to use this form of speaking, and I came here and they don't use it. But they have other vocabulary words that you will find in Latin America, like guagua. Here it means bus, but if you go to the peninsula, they say bus or autobus. So that shocked me. Honestly, when I first heard the word guagua, I was dying. I was like, oh my God. But now it has become part of my vocabulary. I use it quite often, but when I go to the peninsula, I have to change it because people will laugh. They have their own cultural holidays. They even have a Canary Day, and on this day, no one works and no one goes to school. I would say, talking about the culture, the people here are a lot more relaxed than the peninsula, a lot more chill, laid back. But because I think Spaniards in general are laid back and chill, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. They have so many holidays, days you don't work. I come to work and they're like, oh, you don't have to work today. And I'm like, didn't we just have a holiday yesterday? Or I'm sorry, last week? And they're like, oh yeah, but that was for a different day, a different saint or something. They have their own style of outfits. I'm trying to think of the right word for this because last time I said costume, my friend got mad. Outfits, cultural dress is different than the rest of Spain. One thing I did notice too is that each island has their own vocabulary for Spanish and their own types of dishes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love Fuerteventura, I love the Canary Islands. I don't like the food as much. I love the food in the peninsula, oh my god, I love it. But here, I don't know. It's okay, but it's not what I would say is my top favorite food. Also, back to the way they speak. They take out the S's and they speak like, if you've heard Cuban Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, or just the Caribbean Spanish or Venezuelans, they speak like that. The accent is pretty similar. I actually, when I first came here, I couldn't understand what they were saying because I wasn't used to this form of speaking. I was so used to living in Madrid, in Barcelona, and all these places. So I had to kind of relearn new vocabulary and new ways to communicate. I will say that I do love the people here, but when you come as a foreigner, I did notice that they were not as welcoming as mainland Spain. And I guess because when I lived here, I lived in a village and there's like villages all over the place here. And they have to get to know you. They're kind of closed off, but once they actually get to know you, it's no problem. Now I see people, from the village and other parts of the island and they're like, hey, how are you doing? It's completely fine. Back to what I was saying about the beaches. The beaches look different in different parts of the island. Some beaches have white sand, some beaches have black sand. I think the beaches in the south are the best, in my opinion. Somebody may disagree, and that's completely fine. Where we live, there's a beach actually right outside, but it's like man-made beaches. Like the water, not the water, the sand is man-made and I don't like it. I think it's ugly. But in the south, I think it's beautiful. There are caves on this island that I think are really cool. I used to go there with some of my friends and they're all over the place. Also, I would say certain parts of the island are a lot hotter than other parts. In the south, it's hot. And I would say on the west, there are some areas that I think are incredibly hot. One thing I do like about the island is that there is a ton of diversity on this island. I was very shocked. You have Africans, Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Italians, Germans. You have so many types of people, but I want to say that when you get here, you may notice that there are two languages. German and Spanish, because there are so many Germans here. My boss, she actually speaks German. She learned German without setting a foot in Germany. She learned it here on the island, and there are people like this. So if you go to the airport, you'll see things in German and Spanish. The north of the island, there is a place called Corralejo, and the majority of the people there are English. So if you need to speak English with someone, that is definitely the place you want to go. I think it's a very cool place to go shopping. There's lots of stores, lots of restaurants, and we go sometimes with our friends because we live about 20 minutes away from there. It's funny because I actually enjoy hearing English from time to time, even though I'm the only one that understands what's being said when we go out up there, but I enjoy it because I don't get that too often. And there's a lot of Italians there too. Also, I would say being on this island, it's very peaceful. When I lived in the south of the island, I lived in a village called Morojable, and it was the first time I've actually lived in a village. This was a completely new experience because everyone in this village, they know who you are, they know your business, and they have one club there. They have tons of little shops and restaurants. And no, I'm sorry, they have two clubs. And when you go, basically you go to the main club, which is called Tortuga, and then afterwards you go to the other club, which I think it was called Mojo. And you see everyone there, everyone. And sometimes you don't want to see everyone. It's like, because I'm a teacher and then I see like my students there and I'm just like, oh, it's kind of strange. Living in the north, I live about an hour and a half away from there, and sometimes I'll see my students here and they're like, oh, hey Kai, how are you? You know, but it's not like when I lived in Morajable. Wow. But Morajable is still my favorite place. That's all I have to say about Fuerteventura. Actually, that's a lie. I have one more thing I need to say. In the Canary Islands, if you are a resident, you can travel between the islands for like a 75% discount. You can fly or you can take the ferry. There's one ferry in the south of the island that you take by going to Morajable, and that takes you to the other island called Gran Canaria, which I'll probably talk about in another video. And then if you are in the north, the ferry will take you to the other island called Lanzarote, which I'll talk about in another video. Or you can just fly. The airport is here where we live in Puerto del Rosario. That is all I have for this video. If you have been to Fuerteventura or the Canary Islands, please, I would love to hear about it. Hear about what you think of it. I was actually surprised because I didn't even know about the Canary Islands until a couple of years ago. I think about 6 or 7 years ago, and I always wanted to go after I read about it on the internet. So I'm very shocked when I see an American here like visiting, because I didn't think very many Americans knew about the Canary Islands. So if you have been here, I would love to hear about your experience. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Hasta luego.